Hi and welcome to today's video. I'm Aanam. I go by Aanam C on the internet. I am a beauty enthusiast, beauty content creator, and also a beauty brand founder. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you my POV on so many things about the beauty industry. Not only am I going to be talking about product categories that I think are worth investing in, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite products from those categories. But very importantly, even more importantly, really, I'm going to deep dive a little bit into absolutely ridiculous things like viral makeup that are taking over social media. Why am I calling them ridiculous? Why I think there are too many of them? How I think so much of it is a scam. We will uncover together in today's video. So let's not make this intro any longer and let's dive right into it. Before we go further into today's video, I want to take just a minute to say thank you to Plum, one of my personal favorite indie brands, for not only sponsoring today's video, but also to wish them a very happy 11th birthday. Here's a brand that has gone viral so many times over the course of the last 11 years and for all the right reasons. So here's a big fat happy birthday to Plum and a congratulations to the team for everything they've achieved so far. Plum is celebrating by giving us back this birthday. I say us because I'm also a customer of the brand and I think that what they're putting out there every year just gets bigger and better and I think it's so cool. Case in point, this year, one lucky winner is getting a trip to Hong Kong Disneyland. You heard that right. As someone who loves Disney as much as I do, and as someone who has been to Hong Kong Disneyland, I can tell you this place is worth the hype. So the fact that they're giving away a trip to Hong Kong Disneyland is just fantastic. Apart from this, the brand is also running some plumtastic offers, like a buy two get two or a buy three get three with some full-size freebies coming along with your orders as well. And if this wasn't enough, there are also going to be some exclusive launches and some limited edition drops during the course of this sale. Some of the freebies they're giving away are the Moon Kiss Drama Body Mist and also the Hyaluronic Acid Gel Moisturizer. A little tip, if you're someone who hasn't experienced the brand as yet and you're looking for some recommendations, let me give you my top three. Number one, Niacinamide Moisturizer, one that you are absolutely going to fall in love with and use daily. The biggest no-brainer for me to recommend to you, the Vanilla Caramello Lotion. I cannot have enough of this product. I love it so much. I keep restocking and restocking and restocking it up. Anytime I receive PR from Plum, I'm hoping the Vanilla Caramello Lotion is in it. It is just one of those ride or die babies for me. And last but not the least, the Vitamin C Serum. They have a brand new one that they've just launched this summer and I think you should definitely go try it out if you haven't used it as yet. My code is AanamC10 if you want to get a discount while placing your order. I'm leaving it on the screen as well as down below in the description section, along with links to the products that I'm recommending to you. Happy birthday once again to Plum and congratulations once again to the entire team. This is a brand that I so truly love and it makes me so proud to see an Indian brand killing it the way they have for 11 straight years. That's just fab. Now, let's dive right into this video. Okay, so I want to start out this video with talking about scammy viral products. Now, why am I using these quotes and why am I calling things scammy? Because A, I find them super scammy and I'm about to tell you why. There are products that genuinely go viral on social media for how good they are or how beautiful their packaging is or how amazing the efficacy of that product is. And then when you know every second product is going viral, you start like getting your antenna up and you're like, wait, how and why is this happening? Naturally, there is also marketing-based viral scammy products happening around the world, of course, based on how deep a brand's pockets are. I actually want to first give an example of a brand that has super deep pockets, but the product still went viral super organically. I'm talking about the makeup dissolving mist from One Size. One Size is a brand where by face you may recognize the owner to be Patrick Starr, but of course he does not have 100% stake in the brand. The brand has been partially invested in by Sephora. Who owns Sephora? LVMH. So I want to break down a couple of things over here for you. LVMH owns Sephora and LVMH further invested in certain brands. Some of those brands, apart from Patrick Starr's One Size, are Huda Beauty. I believe Huda Beauty's just got her stake back and there was a huge PR thing around that, which I think is so fantastic. Story for a separate time if you want me to do more business-based videos from the beauty industry. But Huda Beauty was one of those brands. Fenty Beauty. These are all brands that have stake from Sephora / LVMH. Despite that, when it comes to celebrity brands and influencer brands, especially in the West, there are products that go viral because of how good they are and because they gain popularity based on the fact that they are, owned, and the face of these brands are people that are so popular. But there is a certain kind of hierarchy in how brands launch new products and what goes viral organically versus what doesn't. So let me break down a couple of steps to you to give you a little bit of a comparison of how things are done. If you are a completely independent, no investor, bootstrap brand, jisko kehte hain, let's say verified, just for the example of it, we don't spend money on marketing. We spend money via product on marketing. What does this mean? Naturally, when you've manufactured your product, there is a certain amount of money that has gone into that particular unit, and you will do a gifting exercise. Let's say, for example, you're sending your product out to influencers, to influential people from the industry, to celebrities, to media, to models. This is not a spending money marketing budget, but it is still a spending money marketing budget because you have spent money on those products. What does this mean? There is no guaranteed ROI on it. Do I know a journalist is 100% going to talk about my product launch in one of her upcoming or his upcoming articles? No, there is no guarantee. From my end, it is a gamble, it is a risk. I'm sending it out, and if they like it, hopefully they'll feature it somewhere. And if they don't, then that's that. You know what I mean? Even with influencers, and even from my personal, experience, I can tell you, there have been so many times we've sent things to people, and some people have supported the brand or have liked the product and have talked about it. And there are some people who have used the product but not necessarily posted that story for us, or used the product in a video and not necessarily tagged us. Do we at Verified consider that wasted money? No, we don't, because I feel like that is still relationship building, which is a part of marketing and a part of PR exercise. Even if someone uses the product and doesn't necessarily tag us at that time, it's still visibility in that video, so it should hold some kind of value. Having said that, then there is the next step where one sends products out like this and then also asks, like, let's say if you're sending products out to 50 people, you will ask 5 of those people what their commercials are, costs are, and you will pay them for a certain set of deliverables. Brands that have the budget to do that will do that, because that gives you guaranteed real estate visibility on their feeds, whether it's on Instagram or it's on YouTube or TikTok, if you have TikTok in your country, depending on where you are. And then there are brands that have huge pockets where they will do this gifting exercise to, let's say, 1,000 influencers, and they will get 500 of them on board on fixed deliverables to pay them and get some kind of guaranteed visibility. Now, keep in mind, and this is going to go into influencer culture just a little bit, but I promise I won't digress much. When you are talking about a certain product and there are 5 things you love, there may be one thing you may not love. For the sake of it, let's say you love the efficacy, let's say you love the price, let's say you love the brand, let's say you love the use case and you think it's truly solution, problem solving, solution based. And let's say you love the shade range. Okay, I'm just giving you random examples at the top of my head. But let's say you don't love the packaging. Did I say packaging in these 5? Let's say you don't love something else. The point is, if you're getting paid to talk about it, you cannot talk about whatever this 6th factor is. Why is that? It's because when you're working with a brand, and I'm going to talk about India experience here, it is very different in the West. They want you to give them a script and they will approve the script, and only then will you be allowed to talk about whatever you're talking about. Is that fair in general because they're paying for the marketing expense and they're paying you for your service? Sure. But does that mean you should be able to not exercise the right to mention the 6th? That's gray area. But if you're getting paid for it, unfortunately, any media outlet, and I'm not just saying this for influencers, this also happens with magazines when they're doing advertorials or events and brand tie-ups, then that last point that you don't like kind of becomes invisible and you can't really talk about it, right? Now let's talk about things going absolutely viral. Going absolutely genuinely viral, and I'll talk about fake viral in a second as well, happens when there is a combination of things. There has to be some kind of gifting that kickstarts the content going crazy on social media. Typically, something like this could be done before the product even launches. It has happened with so many different products and so many different brands all over the world. And then what happens is it creates a certain kind of FOMO. So whether you are doing the gifting when the product is launched or whether you are doing the gifting when before the product is launched, it creates a certain kind of FOMO. So as soon as the product does launch, smaller influencers than the category that the brand has gifted to, because there are so many categories in influencers as well. There are mega influencers, celebrity influencers, macro influencers, micro influencers. The terms and the levels in the descriptions change from agency to agency, from brand to brand, but there is a certain kind of a hierarchy. Depending on who you have gifted it to as a brand and not gifted it to as a brand, it will create a certain kind of a FOMO. The strategy on how to create that FOMO is kind of where the marketing team comes in or the PR agency comes in, where then people and other influencers will literally go and buy a product and review it. And if they will, whether they are organically, like in a sense, they're saying good things or they're saying bad things, they're still talking about the product. It is still contributing to the virality. Like whether you're dropping a hate comment or a critical comment or a lovely comment, it is still engagement on an influencer's post, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever. It has to be about creating the FOMO enough that so many people are talking about it, which will then trickle down to customers saying, oh my God, I have seen so many people talking about this product. I need to get my hands on this. And it literally, that lands up becoming how they increase their sales. This is what I'm talking about, is a very strategic, proper, marketing-wise manufactured viral product. It's not fully fake, but it's how a product starts to go viral. Then let's take a second to talk about the fake viral, where, and I'm going to be in so much trouble for calling it scammy or calling it fake viral, but this is how I feel about it. It's where there's really not as much hype as the brand is making it look like there is hype, which is unethical and kind of smart for the brand, but for anyone who is observing and has a little bit of understanding of how the industry works and how the business works, it's going to look like, oh God, shady, right? So, I mean, if I was advising someone on something, because I have consulted with so many brands in my 14 years and I still consult with brands sometimes when I have the bandwidth for it, that is an exercise I never recommend to anyone, because you never want to be in the position where a customer is like, really? Are you really selling out as much as you're selling out? Because I haven't even heard about you till now. Let a product go smartly viral or organically viral instead of this fake route. And what is the fake route of going viral? It's where everything is considered to be viral from the point of view of keeping super small stock and then saying it's sold out. I'm sorry, that is literally so easy to read even for customers these days. Customers are not stupid. The audience, just because they're not from the beauty industry, doesn't mean they're stupid. People are smart. They understand these gimmicks, and one should stay away from such practices. Second, it's being able to actually pay so many people to talk about it. There is no organic or FOMO created. It's just post on post on post on post. And it's not thoughtfully crafted when it comes to strategy. It's anything and everyone. And while it's great for eyeballs, there is very little to say about the ROI of it. Again, you may not have spent money, or you may have spent actual money, but product to ja hi raha hai na? Like, you have to consider that also. And the next thing that I will say that comes to fake marketing, or comes to fake not marketing, but like fake virality, is where they hype up a product with a tagline that is not factually correct. And I see this happening so often. India's favorite lipstick, India's favorite foundation. I'm sorry, who is saying it is India's favorite foundation? Where have we all come together and voted that this is our favorite foundation? For these claims sound really stupid, which actually brings me to a whole other thing that I actually really appreciate about certain brands, is when they steer clear from random spammy, scammy lines like this, and instead they give statistics based on what they are truly selling and how much they are selling. And I have a few examples here that I want to share with you, because I think it is so cool that these brands go ahead and do it like this. It is so much better, so much more ethical. It just makes so much more sense. Charlotte Tilbury's magic cream. One pot is said to be sold every 2 minutes internationally, globally. Talk to me about stats like this. I'm listening. If you put that on an ad, I'm going to be like, wow, this must be fantastic for a product to be selling every 2 minutes like this. I'll buy it. Thank you. You see, the world's favorite moisturizer, Magic Pot, I'm not going to sell it. It sounds ambiguous. It sounds stupid. I like this one a lot. The Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush, which again has gone viral with the most strategic, perfect marketing ever, and again has a very famous face attached to it, so there is a certain advantage that this brand has, plus again Sephora backing. Want to put that out there. One is sold every 9 seconds. Just in the course of me telling you this, they have sold one, and by the time I finish filming this video, God knows how many they have sold. Please look at the duration of this video and comment down below, do the math and tell me how many they must have sold. That is an insane statistic, you guys. That is an absolutely beautiful, insane statistic. The Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I love this product so much. I've only used it, like I've only used up 1 or 2 jars of this. I think 1 mini and 1 big one. I did not repurchase it. I don't know why. I think I had too many others to finish, but it's a really good product. 1 jar is sold every 60 seconds globally. Again, statistics, talk numbers to me, make it make sense and put this on your ad, and it will make a consumer like me, who is a beauty enthusiast, who will not buy everything blindly, will actually buy that, will actually reach for that because you make it make sense. And then I love this. A MAC lipstick is sold every second globally. Like, just saying it out loud makes me want to sit back and look up the business, not just the sales numbers, but also the marketing strategy behind a brand like MAC. It's beautiful. What that brand has built for themselves is stunning. And then I have one last one over here, but I can obviously give you more if you'd like me to in another video. Anastasia Beverly Hills' Brow Wiz. They sell 9 per minute. Guys, this is like, you see what I mean? Like, these are numbers, stats, claims that get audited, that are backed, that make sense, that are not just frou-frou. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense. And I feel like brands need to understand that customers need to start being spoken to like we're not children, we're adults. We understand. Giving us random shit like Asia's favorite sunscreen and India's favorite, it's not going to make sense. No, that is not India's favorite foundation. You launched it 2 months ago. How can that be India's favorite foundation? Most of India has not even tried it as yet. Not even your entire beauty community has tried it as yet. Don't create a scammy viral product, because then even if it was organically going to go viral, a smart customer is going to say, actually, you know what? No, I'll pass. I'm one of those customers. Like, when I see something just being shoved and shoved and shoved, I kind of want to take a back seat and be like, you know what? I'll pass. Like, that's what I mean. Let it be organic. Sure. Does that mean a product is going to take longer to truly become famous? Sure. But when it does, it'll be a proper, true blue legacy product. What Estee Lauder has done with A&R is a classic example of this. What MAC has done with their lipsticks is a classic example of this. What Charlotte Tilbury has done, again, like we read from the Magic Pot, those are the kind of things that I think make sense to people like you and me who are beauty enthusiasts, but we're not stupid. We're not going to buy every product out there, but we're going to buy more than probably others, but in a sensible way. We're not sitting here to throw money at things that don't make sense. That's what I'm trying to say through this whole actual viral product category versus this extremely scammy manufactured zone, which doesn't really make as much sense. I also want to take a second to say that the entire concept of virality in India is gauged purely on reels. We don't have TikTok in India, right? TikTok is banned in India since 2020. I will say Shorts is a platform that I really love. I've had a mixed bag of reviews from people in my personal life, where some of them only and only scroll on Reels. And then there are some people who only and only scroll on Shorts. I am the kind of person that scrolls on both, but to be honest, if I genuinely had to choose one, I'm saying from the whole viral angle, I would probably prefer the YouTube Shorts algorithm, purely because I think it serves me what I'm looking for. Like, it understands what I'm scrolling away from and doesn't serve me content of that nature again. Whereas I can't say the same for Reels. With Reels, I feel like anything and everything shows up on my algorithm. And with YouTube, if I'm in the mood to just look for beauty content and I'm scrolling away from anything that's not beauty, the algorithm picks up on that and serves me exactly what I want. Now, having said all of this with an India context, and with a personal context. In the West, where they have TikTok, the meaning of viral is so different from what it is over here. Different things go viral across different categories, and I don't mean just products, I also mean like services. In India, I feel like the appetite of the consumer is still growing. We can't compare with the West as yet. But because it's growing, I'm hoping more brands take advantage of the fact that there is a hungry consumer looking for good quality products and services. And will we spend if it is worth it? Yes. Will we spend if it's not worth it? No, we won't, because we're also India in general is a very price sensitive customer, very price sensitive clientele. So you don't want to oversell anything in a way that will put us off from a product or a brand. And at the same time, you need the quality to be so good that it makes me want to come back to you. That is truly, I think, a very big differentiator. Whereas so many countries in the West, whether you look at like Europe, you look at America, they are not as price sensitive as us. Also, the kind of deals, can I just take a second to say, I'm so annoyed when a brand says something up to 50% off, and then you click on their brand page on a Nykaa or a Tira or whichever platform you're buying from, and it's like 20%, 25%. I'm like, why did you say up to 50 when in a 50 product catalog, one product is at 50%, which I understand they're technically correct at, but as a customer, it just feels like very misleading. It feels like, oh God, just make it simpler. You know what I mean? Be more transparent. Don't waste my time is where I'm coming from. Are they technically correct in doing that? Yes, they are. But as a customer, I'm like, can you make this a simpler process for me? I was actually going to shop from you because I thought you were on a bigger sale than you claimed, and it's like one product. I don't know if you agree with me or disagree. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this entire beauty industry ramble below. Wait, I am not going to end this video right now. I want to talk about product categories that are worth investing in. I'm not going to say worth splurging in, because I feel like these are investments. I want to talk about literally what I think is the most important thing for someone to go spending on. And I also want to show you exactly which products from those categories I think are worth it. While I'm talking about brands that do a lot of these scammy, gimmicky things also, I want to take a second to appreciate a brand that has actually done something really, really well transparently on the global front. And I think that this was such a cool move. I'm going to try my best to explain this in a way that makes sense. The Ordinary created a secret ingredient pop-up store. Now, the reason I think everyone loved this as much as they did, and why it went viral and became popular within the beauty industry as well, not just to the audience, is because they so transparently put out that our products could cost X dollars more if we opted for a celebrity endorsement. Keep in mind that anything that a brand does, whether it's fancier packaging, whether it's a celebrity endorsement, whether it's spending on a celebrity social media campaign, influencer campaign, these huge brand trips you see brands sending influencers on, all of that money comes from certain allocation within their selling price. Now, if you have watched Shark Tank, which I'm sure so many of you have, whether globally or in India, you will see that the way they come up to, all brands come up to a certain selling price, has within itself different categories. There is a marketing budget per product that one keeps. And that will be lesser or more depending on how hard the brand is looking to push itself. Certain brands may be so small scale that their maintenance expenses are so high, and the marketing budget may not actually be much. For some brands, the marketing budget is what eats up a whole chunk of it, because they want to be so visible in everyone's face. And the product might actually be really cheap to make because they're making in such high volumes. And their maintenance must be close to nothing. But the profits again are so high because they're able to market it, able to sell more. It's a series of things that helps makes a brand go from whatever their cost of goods are, the COGS are, all the way to the MRP, the selling price. Let's not talk about tax. That's a separate thing. It changes from country to country, from state to state, if you're in America, for example. So I feel like when The Ordinary went ahead and did that, it really made a statement to say we are what we say when it comes to our product, and we do not need a celebrity to endorse us. Our product is good enough. Our pricing is so good and competitive, and we're not looking to add more to it by just keeping a celebrity's face there. I thought it was a very cool, very bold statement. I will leave some relevant links for you down below if you want to read up a little bit more about it. I just think it was really cool and something I'd love to share, because if I'm talking about stupid things brands are doing and claims and this and that, then I also want to talk about a cool thing a brand is doing. Like Huda Kattan buying back the share from her investors. Cool, bold moves only. So I want to talk about both sides of the things. If you want me to dive deeper into stuff like this in a separate video, definitely sound off in the comments. So I recently posted a vertical video on Reels as well as Shorts that talks about product categories that I don't think are worth the hype at all. I called them out on being gimmicky, and I got a lot of actually positive comments on it. I was worried that I was going to get some amount of hate for being as transparent and as muffat as I was. And I was happy to see that you guys actually wanted me to talk about product categories that are actually not worth the investment versus the investment. Now, when it comes to product categories for makeup and skin, I feel like there's a lot of things that drugstore is doing that actually does compete with the luxury scene in beauty. When I was working on the launch of Verify, that was my own personal goal, and I feel like when it comes to the categories that we have, I was personally very happy that we were able to serve luxurious formulas at drugstore prices. But this is not an ad for Verified. None of the products I'm about to talk about are actually verified. I want to be able to share with you the product categories that I think are worth investing in, where I think that drugstore comes close but is on the brink of matching up, but it's not quite there yet. I feel like these products are stellar to me despite the price tag. I'm repurchasing them over and over. Kuch to hoga unme that I'm not able to find at the drugstore level. If, as I talk about these categories and as I talk about the products itself, also, if you feel you have a dupe for it in the drugstore space, feel free to tell me in the comments. I'd actually love to try them out, review them, and share them with everyone else also. The two main categories that I want to talk about in makeup that I think drugstore is yet to fully catch up with. And I'm reiterating, maybe drugstore is at 80%, maybe drugstore is at 90%, but drugstore is not at 100% with these two categories. Just being honest, you guys. It's foundations and concealers. I love so many drugstore foundations and a few drugstore concealers, but when it comes to the luxury formulations for the brands that and the products that I'm using in, just base and concealer, it's something else. It is truly something else. And I'm yet to meet drugstore products that I think truly match up to that. When it comes to skincare, there are a couple of product categories that I think, again, drugstore is maybe coming super close, but I will not say it is at 100% with these specific recommendations I'm about to make to you today. The two categories that I think I'm so worried I'm going to get hate. The two categories that I think the luxury space, the high-end space in skincare is absolutely killing it, and I would love to find dupes for, are cleansers for dry skin. Like really nice hydrating cleansers. And I'm going to show you my favorites, of course. And the second one is serums. I feel like there are some really nice skincare serums when it comes to the drugstore space. But the kind of formulations and technology I'm about to talk about today, I would love to find in the drugstore space. I don't think I've chanced upon them as yet. Let's give you the exact product information. Oh, and there are a couple of bonus products I want to talk about in makeup. We'll come to it in a second. So let me first show you, and I have a lot of products sitting in a basket over here in front of me, a couple of the foundations that I really love. These are literally my absolute 3 favorites. I have the Laura Mercier one over here. This is the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfection Foundation. In case you want my shade number, it is Suntan 4N1. I tend to reach for Ns a lot because I think I'm a lot more neutral. I used to be a yellowish shade chooser, but now I definitely opt for neutral as and when I can. A beautiful formula. The House Labs Triclone Foundation is one that you have heard me talk about, sing about, praise about, dance around so many times. So many times. My shade is 300 in this. My shade is 300 medium neutral again. Like I said, neutral, neutral, neutral. And this foundation is just one of those, again, absolutely irreplaceable ones. It is the Luminous Silk. I'm number 8 in this. Yeah, I'm number 8 in this. It is such a, these are all three absolutely gorgeous foundations. They vary from like radiant to matte-ish. I won't say matte at all. I'll say radiant matte, like that little dewy skin finish that is not shine, but that is not matte. It looks skin-like. It looks like you're... And I'm saying I've seen some formulations in drugstore that come really close to this, but either I find that after a few hours they start to crack up, or I feel like they need more touch up, or I feel like they don't do well with powder, or I feel like they really need powder. These three are just products, and I'm someone with super dry skin. These three are formulations that I feel like work no matter what. If I feel like baking on my concealer, they last. If I feel like just letting it be, they last. If I feel like not even applying concealer, just to give myself some natural kuch to hai skin pe par kuch nahi hai kind of an effect, they work. And the coverage is super, super buildable with all three of them. Luminous Silk is so buildable. The House Labs one has medium coverage. Again, beautiful, doesn't look cakey at all. And the Laura Mercier one, I feel like the Laura Mercier one, I may have gone half a shade darker, but I should wear it again. I haven't worn it in the last couple of months. I should wear it and reconfirm that. This is just one of those medium but still fullish coverage ones that I think makes so much sense. It doesn't look cakey at all. Doesn't make me feel heavy. My problem with foundation is if I feel like I'm wearing foundation, it's a red flag. If someone comes up to me and says, hey, your foundation looks fab, that's a red flag. People should be like, hey, your skin looks fab. That's super important to me. That's actually a line I learned and something to look for. I learned from an artist who was the global head of artistry at Bobbi Brown many years ago. I wish I could remember his name so I could credit him for it. But he was visiting India and he did my makeup. This is like many, many, many years ago. I'm talking about 2012 or 13. That blog post should still be up on my website. I'll leave a link into it down below. When I find it, I feel like it is just one of those things that unlocked something in my head when he said that nobody should come up to you and say, hey, your foundation looks fab. It should be your skin looks fab. And that in itself is such a great tell that the product you're using is working for you. Since we're talking about base products, it would not be fair for me to go on without talking about some of my favorite concealers. I just have a few of them over here, 4 of them over here. The most obvious one is this Huda Beauty 4 Filter Concealer. I love this so much. This is a concealer I will reach for when I'm wearing like a full coverage foundation or medium to full, let's say. On a skin tint day, I will not reach for this because this has so much coverage. But is it worth the money? 100%, because once you apply this, it just stays there. You want to just set it down, or whether you want to bake with it. You definitely do need to use powder in some form, whether it's to set it down or whether it's to bake with it. It just stays all day, all the time. The newest one from the lot that I have over here is the House Labs one that I bought on this trip to California a few months ago. I wear the shade 14 in the House Labs one. With the Huda Beauty one, I have 2 shades depending on how I'm feeling and the look I'm going for. One is 5.1 and I think the other one is 4.1. So I shuffle between the two depending on what my requirement for the day is. This is literally like when you're applying it, you're like, oh, it's going to be so light, it's going to be so light, but it gives you the coverage you need. It's something you can wear with or without foundation. It is supremely buildable, barely creases, I have to say. Which, wait, barely creases takes me to this Natasha Denona concealer. This is literally called the creaseless concealer, if I remember correctly. High glam, brightening and hydrating, crease-proof concealer is what it's called. I wear the shade P4. Okay, P4. I remember at the store, the salesperson told me to consider P3 if I wanted that brightened up look. But I wanted to go for something super natural, so I opted for P4. They have a P zone in this, which is for peaches. They have a yellow zone in this. They have a cool zone in this. They have 4 different categories. And this kind of eliminated my need for a corrector completely. I feel like this is not just crease proof. It is something that is so beautiful that I can wear without foundation as well. Again, because I'm talking about things that are worth the splurge, naturally these are all high end. But I'm truly telling you that these formulas have made me repurpose repurchased these. This is the newest one, but these I have all repurchased. This one over here is shade 3W from Dior. It's the Skin Correct Concealer. This is my second bottle of this, and this one you may notice I said 3W. It's a warm one. So with foundations, I tend to go for things that are neutral, but when it comes to under eyes, I go for tones that are either a little bit yellow, warm, or I go for a little bit peachy, so that I don't have to apply corrector separately. If you're comfortable with applying corrector separately, please stick to neutrals. That's totally fine. This one has a very, 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 very lightweight consistency. I do have to build this up a little bit, but I don't mind it because it gives me that there, not there wala final finish, which I love so much. I told you I have one or two like bonus categories to talk about, and this could be a hot take, but I truly think that nothing comes close to the goof proof brow powder when it comes to fiber like powder for the brows. When it comes to brow pencils, okay, I love the goof proof pencil, I love the Precisely My Brow pencil. Anastasia does a great job in that space as well. But when it comes to just a very fibery texture like powder, I don't think anything comes close to this formula, and I definitely have not tried anything in the drugstore range that is close to this formula. I feel like this doesn't make me feel like I'm applying just powder. It kind of makes me feel like I'm working with fiber in a way that it truly fills up the brows so easily. It sharpens and defines my brows. There are a couple of products that I think has grown on me over a period of time, and some that I hated or like didn't like, and then they grew on me. This I had mixed feelings about, and then it just kind of grew on me and stuck around. Like for example, another one of those would be the Benefit Brow Pomade. The first time I used it, I was like, this is too much. This is like heavy. And then I realized I was using it wrong. And once I got the hang of it, I just loved it so much. So on like a full coverage day, you know, the 2017-18 kind of glam looks, if I do them ever, the pomade is one that I reach for still. I wear shades 4.5 in this, 4, 4.5, 5, anything works depending on what undertone you're going for. Please look it up. Another product that I did not like at first but grew on me, just because I was mentioning, you know, a couple of these I should say, is the Rare Beauty lip oil. I'm literally wearing one of them today on my lips. When I first wore them, I was hardcore looking for a lip oil, and so I did not really love it much. And over a period of time, I realized if I just use it like a lip tint, I'm good. It doesn't have an oily consistency and oily formula. So I was expecting for it to be a lot more hydrating because it's literally called a lip oil. But if I objectively delete that from my head and just look for a little bit of a lightweight tint where I forget I'm wearing anything on the lips, then this is a really great product range. I don't know why they called it lip oil. They should have just called it tints. Maybe because lip oils were trending at that time. I do not know, but I have grown to like the product over a period of time. The last makeup category that I want to talk about, and I did not want to talk about anything verified, but I do want to talk about this particular category, is lashes. I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by lashes, and the number one reason I get told people don't wear lashes, apart from the fact that they don't know how to wear them, because once you learn to wear them, it's just a simple little learning curve. They say that lashes start to feel very heavy on them. I'm wearing a pair of the verified supernatural lashes, and I cannot even tell that I'm wearing lashes in terms of I feel no weight. Even if you wear like our heaviest lashes, we only have 5 styles. And I'm not just saying this for verified, I'm saying this for any lashes that you're looking to purchase. I feel like you just need to look for something that is light and nice. It is not a product category. I mean, I hope more people get used to this product category, because lashes change your look. They elevate things. On the regular, I feel like lashes take 2 minutes to like ting, 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 you're done. Of course, that's because I've been wearing them for so long. There is a learning curve, like I said. But I feel like if you are investing in lashes, make sure that the strips are nice, the way you're going to be sticking it on for. Don't go for anything with super thick strips on the lashes. Don't go for anything that feels heavy. Go for brands that are trusted in this space. I exclusively wear verified ones. And I would say if you're new to it, don't go splurging into the 1,500 rupees a pair, 2,000 rupees a pair upwards of lashes. Go for affordable things, because at the end of the day, you want to get used to it, and then you can spend more in that space if you feel like it. like I said, my goal with my brand was to try and give luxurious everything at drugstore prices. And I literally, it's my objective, non-biased recommendation. I formulated and made things in a way that I could say it without doubting my own words. And it is what it is. Let's talk about just a couple of products from the skincare space that I really love in the categories that I mentioned previously. When it comes to cleansers, there are 2 to 3 that I love so much. The One Size makeup dissolving mist that I talked about earlier. I love this product. They actually discontinued this. I recently came to know, and I was super upset because I was like, why would they do that? I want to do some more digging on why they did that. But this is a product that is absolutely fantastic. If you manage to find any stock left over, if you are in India, they sell in India as well. At Sephora or wherever you are, if you manage to find the last few pieces of this or whatever, please buy it. I love me a good balm cleanser from Indian brands. Aminu is a brand that I love a lot, and I feel like their balm cleanser is fantastic. This is at par, price-wise even, with the Clinique Take the Day Off, which is an absolute holy grail. I'm out of stock on it, so I can't show that to you. I feel like it is just one of those products that as a dry skin girl who wears makeup, it cleans my face like nothing else, and I love it. When it comes to serums from the high-end range that I want to talk about, I would talk about the Advanced Genifique from Lancome. This is a formula and the kind of technology that they have. I felt really lucky to be invited to their R&D lab and get so much of an insight and information on how they came up with this and how they basically updated their Genifique range from advanced to ultimate, and I have that as well, which I'm looking forward to getting into. And then I have a fresh restock of the Immortal Reset from L'Occitane. It's the brand new one that I have over here. You've seen me use this a bunch of times. Again, I feel like the formulations with these are such that work really well for me. If you have normal to dry skin, these are recommendations that will work hopefully just as well for you as well. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to do more of these kinds of videos where we just sit down and talk about the beauty industry, I will be more than happy to do it. All you have to do is tell me down below in the comments. If you made it so far into the video, this is the emoji that I'd love for you to leave. You know I'm always reading, liking, hearting, and responding to each and every one of your comments. And I want to do more content that I think you will enjoy watching, that will help you understand more about the industry, or will help you with your shopping, or will help you in some way or the other. My vlogs will keep rolling out as it is. I truly hope you have subscribed by now. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching once again. I love you. See you in the next one. Bye.